Hey everybody, welcome back to the trail. Just getting across 33 and Swift Run Gap right now, heading down back into the woods to make our way to Pocosin Cabin. And this should be a relatively flat hike, especially compared to the last couple of weeks. We're going to climb up to a ridgeline and then just kind of stay on it for a little while. And once we get to the cabin, I'll show you around there. I don't know if there's going to be a lot of views, so there might be just a lot of trail shots today. And hopefully at South River Picnic Ground, the yellow jackets aren't around and I don't get stung again, because it did last summer and it sucked. Hurt for like a week. I also saw a rattlesnake right about here last summer too. Anyway, I'm running out of breath because I'm going up, so let's start this off. Womp. Alright, so we just came up through here, and right across that bridge is where we just came down last week from High Top and crossed over Swift Run Gap. So now we got to climb up and out of the gap, and this will be our first episode in what I consider the middle section of the park. I don't know how the Park Service divides it up, but Skyline has 4 entrances to it. Thornton Gap is around mile 33. It's the first third. And then Swift Run Gap here is about mile 66, so that's the second third. And then Rockfish Gap, where we started, is the third third. Well, whatever the northern one is to Thornton Gap is obviously the first. So, we crossed over and there was those white blood roots, and now there's these nice little lavender flowers. Huh. I really liked the ones 2 weeks ago that were like pinhead flowers, and they were just on the side of the trail. Thought they were pretty. Alright, I will check back in with you guys in a couple minutes. I really hope that this is coming through, but I wanted to do a drive-by wildflowers because there's just really cool purple and yellow ones on the side of the trail right now. Real small, but still pretty. So, just stopped for a little bit to eat after the first climb out of Swift Run Gap. I must have misread the map, and this happened all the time on the trail, where I got a wrong sense of the elevation change. We just went up 600 feet, so that was a lot more than I was expecting. And then we're going to go down and up 800 in relatively dramatic fashion. I don't know how it's going to show up in that elevation map that I include, but the landscape view is, I think, a little deceiving with the grade, because that's where we're heading, is up and over that, I think. I'm pretty sure, at least. Well, at least the trail definitely goes over there. I don't know if we're going over both of them today. I think so. But anyway, heading down now. Gonna get to South River picnic area at the bottom of this, because water is always at the bottom of the mountains. And my seat pad keeps squeaking. I thought I had a bird in my backpack accidentally. I don't. It's just a squeaky styrofoam. Yeah, so South River picnic area, that's definitely closed. I'm probably not going to go up in there and make a quick dart around it, because if I would imagine that the yellow jacket nests are still there from last year. I don't know when they wake up in the spring, but I got stung and don't want to have that happen again. But yeah, kind of see the other ridgeline over there, and then just keeping along. Saw like a family earlier, and I thought there was like a couple behind me a minute ago, but I either blew past, like, out of their range or something. I don't know. They disappeared. But hit a lot of cobwebs, so I know that I'm like the furthest north, the person that's furthest north on the trail so far today, at least at a swift run, because someone else, if there anybody else had come through, they would have cleared them out. So should be nobody ahead of us for the rest of the day. This is when I get a little paranoid, because like no one's scared off the bears yet, and the other animals. Well, there's no like true danger from any of them, but just like to avoid bothering them if I can too. Alright, we'll check back in a couple minutes, maybe around South River picnic area, or the next summit. There might be a view up there. Find out. See you in a few. So we got to the top of the second climb today. I guess this is probably the best view I've gotten so far. Give you a sense of the lack of anything today, but great weather. And where we are right now, I'll show you on the elevation view. And you see what I circled there, or indicated. I don't know what I'm going to do in post yet. It almost looks like the trail like curls back underneath itself. It just descends so quickly. That's this section. And I remember the first two times I did this, I thought it was so treacherous. And then I almost blew past it when I came through during my through hike, because I had gotten so accustomed to this type of trail, it didn't stick out to me anymore. There's just basically a stone staircase. It's not that treacherous. Just very different than the typical, yellow brick road that is Shenandoah section of the AT. This is like the only place it gets rough. Like legitimately rough. Stupid bugs all over the place. And that is about it. And no, I didn't speed that up. I actually do go downhill that quickly. Yeah, so like there's the descent. And the cabin will be coming up soon. So I'll check back in with you guys in a couple minutes. Alright, here we are at Pocosin Spring and Pocosin Cabin. If you go to the right, it takes you over to where the spring is. And why don't we go over there? It's a pretty decent spring, nothing special, but kind of standard Shenandoah style, where they have like a concrete box that collects the water and then pours out of a hole which makes it a lot easier to collect. A lot of other places on the trail, you gotta be inventive to get your bag filled, but here in the park it's relatively easy. Oh, that pipe's dry. Yeah, usually there's water coming out of that pipe. It's just dripping right now. And then there's another PVC pipe over here. But as you can see, there is water. Just not a lot of flow right now. It would have been rough for the class of 2020 if they were able to keep hiking this year, just based on like how much water's in Shenandoah right now. I don't know that there would have been a lot left in the summer. Unless like it gets replenished by rains in the spring, which you'd think would be happening right now. All right, so this is a little cut across where that fork was. Kind of makes a triangle, so this is the bottom of the triangle. Heading over to the cabin, which is a Potomac Appalachian Trail Club cabin that you can rent out. And they've got a privy, ash disposal, and then they stack firewood for you, and you get this whole cabin to yourself, which is pretty sweet. And I've never been in one, but I assume they're pretty cool. I'd say it's a good, like, if you're looking to transition from front country camping and see what backcountry is like, this would be a good place to start in something like this. Rustic, no, amenities like water or electricity, but guaranteed shelter and a little bit more comfortable. And then the view over here is great. I'm gonna break them. Don't ever want to stand up straight. My trekking poles. Really feel like if I invented ones that never fell down, I'd be a millionaire fast. But yeah, they got some flowers planted, and it's a nice little spot. But that's it for the trail today. I'm gonna head home after this and wait to see what happens with the park. I assume it's gonna close down in the next week. If not, we'll try to get another episode in. So keep an eye out. If not, thanks for coming along anyway. I really appreciate you guys coming on these hikes with me, and I will see you when this quarantine is all lifted. If not, next week for one last hike. And stay safe out there.